Hello students, welcome back to chemistry class. Today we will continue with the chapter combustion and flame. Okay, and let's start with an activity. Okay, so this activity is there in your textbook. You have to take a piece of paper and you just burn it with a candle. Again you take a piece of paper. After that add some water. Just add some water inside the paper and you just try to keep it for burning. Try to keep it for burning. So, in which case the paper will burn? In the first case, the paper will catch fire soon, right? But in the second case, the paper will not catch fire. Why it is happens? Why I am showing this activity? Because there is a term called ignition temperature. There is a term called ignition temperature. What is ignition temperature? Ignition temperature is the minimum temperature. Ignition temperature is the minimum temperature at which a substance burns. A minimum temperature at which a substance burns. So, ignition temperature plays a major role in the case of burning or for the case of combustion. So, children, in the first case, the very next moment, soon after it will catch fire. But in the second case, the paper never burns because even though the heat is produced, this heat is not capable to burn the paper. Okay, because this paper never reaches to ignition temperature. Whenever a substance reaches up to ignition temperature, then only it will burn. Okay, sometimes you may see that petrol, how it's burning. Within fraction of seconds, it will burn. Or when you keep it for burning paper, that also will burn easily. Because the ignition temperature is very less. But in this case, the ignition, it never reaches to the ignition temperature. The ignition temperature is increases because of the water which is there in the paper. Whatever heat is produced, it will be absorbed by the water. That water is the hindrance in between the paper and candle. Okay, that is the actual reason which never burns. So, ignition temperature is very important factor for the burning. Okay, in the case of petrol, ignition temperature is very less. In the case of diesel, ignition temperature is very less. Okay, that you know. But in the case of water or wet clothes, which never catches fire because its ignition temperature is much bigger. Okay. And the same example you can see from your home. Your mom is preparing chapati. Okay, just you know the simple thing I can tell you to more effective, because if your mother is preparing chapati and the moment when she gets a tawa on the gas stove, will she put chapati? No. She will wait. Why she is waiting? Okay, let it hot. Okay, then after some times she is putting the chapati or puri, whatever it is, on the tawa. So after that you will get a best crispy chapati. So when you put the pan and soon after keeping the frying pan, when you put chapati, means you cannot get the proper chapati or proper puri. Okay, if you want to get a proper chapati, you have to wait until it reaches to the ignition temperature. Then only the chapati or the puri will be cooked. Okay, because ignition temperature plays a major role for the burning of a substance. Okay? Okay students, now let's move on to the next topic, that is types of combustion. Okay, so before we are moving to the types of combustion, you need to know that the inflammable substances and non-flammable substances. What are inflammable substances? Substance which undergo burning is called inflammable substances. The examples are LPG, CNG, petrol, diesel, etc. Okay. Then what are non-flammable substances? the substance which do not undergo burning is called non-flammable substances. Okay, the moisture contained substances, okay, etc., which never undergo burning. Okay, they are called non-inflammable substances. Okay, so based on that, let's divide the combustion into three types. Okay, the first type, it is spontaneous combustion. The first type of combustion, it is spontaneous combustion, and the second type of combustion, it is rapid combustion, and the third type of combustion, it is explosion. The third type of combustion, it is explosion. Okay, let's discuss one by one. What is spontaneous combustion? Spontaneous combustion means those substances undergo combustion. Those substances undergo combustion without any external heat. Without external amount of heat. What is the example you can see? The substance, any substance, if white phosphorus will burn itself. Need not essential, any external amount of heat energy is not required. Okay, it will burn itself. Okay, the spontaneous combustion means the substance will burns itself. No other external agencies or external temperature is not required. Okay, the best example is burning of white phosphorus. When you are keeping a white phosphorus in an open condition, without any initiation, it will automatically burns. You might have seen that forest fire also, right? Yes. In the summer season, what happens? Yes, the leaves and the wood, it gets dried. So what happens when it gets hot? Automatically it will take the friction will take place. Automatically it will catch fire. Need not give any support, any spark. Need not give any spark, external spark. Automatically, due to the friction, it will undergo burning. So that type of combustion is called spontaneous combustion. Okay, and the second type, it is rapid combustion. Rapid combustion means the burning itself, those substances burns easily with the help of heat energy, like petrol, diesel, etc. CNG, petrol, LPG, etc. CNG means compressed natural gas, LPG means liquefied petroleum gas, and petrol, diesel, kerosene. Okay, a small spark is enough to ignite those substances. Okay, so that type of combustion is called rapid combustion. Okay, now the third type of combustion, it is explosion. Day before yesterday, we all have celebrated Diwali, right? You might be ignited crackers. Okay, the burning of crackers is the best example of explosion. During explosion, what happens? Those substances undergo burning. Those substances undergoes burning, and it produces heat, light and sound. Heat, light and sound. Okay, the best example is burning of crackers. Burning of crackers. When you are igniting the crackers, you can see heat, light and sound also produced. During rapid combustion, heat and light is produced. Here heat, light and sound is produced. In the first case, we do not give any initiation, so automatically it will burns. Okay, this is a difference between spontaneous combustion, rapid combustion and explosion.
Ignition temperature. Take a piece of paper and a piece of wood and try to burn each of them with the help of a matchstick. You will observe that the piece of paper catches fire easily, while wood does not catch fire easily. Now pour some kerosene oil on the wood and burn it. You will observe that this time the wood catches fire easily. By this activity, we can conclude that different materials catch fire at different temperatures. Thus, the minimum temperature at which a combustible substance catches fire is called its ignition temperature. Ignition temperature. Let us do an activity to demonstrate ignition temperature of materials. Make 2 paper cups by folding a sheet of paper. Fill 50 milliliter of water in one of the cups. Now heat both the cups separately with a candle. After some time, you will observe that the empty paper cup burns quickly while the paper cup containing water does not burn, but it becomes hot because the water in the cup absorbs the heat and distributes it to all the parts that holds water. So, in the presence of water, the paper does not attain its ignition temperature. Hence, it does not burn. By this activity, we can conclude that substances having very low ignition temperature can catch fire easily and are therefore called inflammable substances. How do we control fire? You might have seen or heard of fires breaking out in homes, shops and factories. You might have seen a fire brigade also. Fire brigade pours water on the fire. Water cools the combustible material so that its temperature is brought below its ignition temperature. This prevents the fire from spreading. Water vapors also surround the combustible material, helping in cutting off the supply of air. So, the fire is extinguished. As we know, there are 3 essential requirements for igniting fire: fuel, air, and heat. Fire can be controlled by removing one or more of these requirements. Fire extinguishers. The most common fire extinguisher is water, but water works only when things like wood and paper are on fire. If an electrical equipment is on fire, water may conduct electricity and harm those who are trying to put off the fire. Water is also not suitable for fires involving oil and petrol. For fires involving electrical equipments and inflammable materials like petrol, carbon dioxide, CO2, is the best extinguisher. CO2, being heavier than oxygen, covers the fire like a blanket. Since the contact between the fuel and oxygen is cut off, the fire is controlled. The added advantage of CO2 is that in most cases it does not harm the electrical equipment. It can be stored at high pressure as a liquid in cylinders. When released from the cylinder, CO2 expands enormously in volume and cools down. So, it not only forms a blanket around the fire, but also brings down the temperature of the fuel. That is why it is an excellent fire extinguisher. Types of combustion. Slow combustion. In certain cases, we find that natural process of oxidation is quite slow. For example, when iron is exposed to air, it gets corroded and forms rust, which is iron oxide. Spontaneous combustion. There are some combustible substances that catch fire on their own when they are exposed to air. This phenomena is known as spontaneous combustion. For example, sodium catches fire spontaneously in air. Rapid combustion. When a combustible material burns quickly, the process is called rapid combustion. Burning of wax candle and domestic fuel, LPG, is the example of rapid combustion. Explosion. When a combustible substance burns very rapidly with the evolution of tremendous heat, light and sound energy, it is called an explosion. For example, explosion of bomb.